Well, here I am. I'm fishing on a beach in Lincolnshire, and it's Chapel 6 Marshes I'm fishing, and what a journey it's been to get here. Yeah, but we'll talk about that later. We're here now, we're fishing, but we're here late. There's the key word, we're here late. But, you know, keep watching. We are at Chapel 6 Marshes. It's a 5.8 metre tide today. It's the best weather for the week until later in the week. But I shall cut for the intro now, and then you'll see me cast out. So keep watching. Let's see the intro. Right, that's that baited up. Didn't take too many minutes. Gonna see what the tide pull is like here. Yeah, Kate, it might pull left to right quick. That didn't go too bad. Jostled on my feet a little bit, but that's me hip. For an old cripple, I ain't doing too bad. And you might notice I've got different rods. Hey, because I can. There you go. Let me show you what rods I've got. I've got the old babies out, look. Got the M Sport Elite Power. That's the second generation Icon, not the first and not the third, but the second. It's got a glass tip in the end. It's okay, I've not had a problem, but I put a reel seat on so that I can fish. Hey, look at them, eh? My TSRs, Tournament Sports. Yeah. That's what I'm fishing. I've got them on both. So the foot on those TSRs, the Abu TSRs, the foot on it is a lot. Where's that wind coming from? Probably better air. Yeah, the Abu TSRs, the foot is really big. So I've had to put an F7 Fuji reel seat on, which is for a fixed spool, because the foot's that big. It's a shame really, otherwise they're the only rods I can use them on unless I use a coaster. And I ain't that fussed on coasters because they bugger up your shrink tube and that. So these are the TSR rods. So yeah, I'm quite chuffed. I've been looking forward to using them all day. Just got here late to use them. I should have been using them about an hour and a half ago. But hey-oh, we're here now. Aren't we, Keith? If you can have a word with him, Julie, that'd be good, but I'll talk to you more about that later. Let's hope there's not too much tide rip on, because it'll be nice if the weights just sit there. I've got a pulley pennel on that rig, and the next one I'm just going to chuck out a 2-hook flapper. I'm going to get it baited up now, and then I shall bring you back while I cast it out. And then I'm going to have a bloody sandwich and a coffee. Oh, what a morning it's been. I nearly binned this session off because I'm just coming out of my stupor as well, because I've been in the right foul mood. but it's who I am, you know, this is what you get. But I want to make the most of my fishing session, so I'm all right now. I'm pleased to be here, and I'm going to get another rig baited up so that I maximise my fishing. It's not going to be a leisure fishing today, it's going to be get cracked on and try and do as much as I can. But yeah, we're at Chapel 6 Marshes. Down there, as you can see, is the auditorium. Yeah, and that's at Chapel Point. This is Chapel 6 Marshes. Next one along is Waller Bank. Next one along from that, I believe, is Mog's Eye. We pulled in there, but the beach is shut off. They're obviously doing some work. And then we got a ticket for fishing at Huttoff. But up there, you can see there how much higher the beach is up there. It's a lot more shallower up there, I believe. So we're here, we're going to give it a go. I've never fished there before, it's a new mark to me yet again. It's an easy walk, it's just through there, and my van is parked with the ticket in. So I'm going to keep an eye on this. That is swinging round, so I should go down and tell Keith he needs to walk to the left to cast out again, because I don't think he's eating at the minute, bless him. He must be hungry. Let me get this baited up and get the second rod out. See you in a bit. Right, well, that was just a short cast that. I didn't want it to go out far. I didn't want a red thumper either. I wanted to do it as an off the ground. Bloody sand on the thing. There you have it. Well, that's good. I've got both out now. Keith's got his out. Got them out before me. Right, so on the left one I've got a 2-up flapper with squid on and worm, black lug. And on the right one, just a squid. I'm now having a sandwich because I'm hungry. I hope the wind isn't too bad, but I've got to put up with it. Sun comes out, and we have got salmon paste and cucumber. Very nice. Looks like we've got a buoy out there, I don't know why. And it has both rods out. I think there's a bit of tide pull, I'm not too sure. It looks like my rod is, we've got a seal out there. Is that a seal? There's a seal in front of me. Been a nightmare getting there today. I'll talk about that in a bit. Not help but Keith either. You're gonna have to tell him, Julie. You need to get him a bloody watch and a boxing glove. Anyhow, they look like they've blocked Mog's Eye off, which is just down there, and they've even blocked it off across the beach as well, so you can't go on it. Now I'm sure people do, especially at night time, but bit of tide pull. I'll bring you back in a minute. Yeah, let's hope we catch some fish at Chapel 6 Marshes. And yeah, I'm sorry about the wind, but I'm hoping that this GoPro is doing all right. It normally does, but this does feel quite stronger than what they actually forecast, because it was only going to be 30 mile an hour. I have put a wind thing in my Amazon basket so that I can buy that and see what the wind is. I don't know what that'll do. As a matter of fact, that buoy is just floating down the tide because it was over there. There's an orange buoy out there. It's obviously come off a boat or something. But yeah, just so that when I get to a beach I know what the wind is, you know, because it's interesting. As you get older, things like that interest you. Anyhow, I shall be back in a bit. Hopefully, if I face into there, I don't know what that'll do for the wind, but now all the sun is lighting my face up into for my chiseled looks. Do you know what I mean? So hopefully you can hear me. You can now see me. It don't get much better than that, does it? Right, well, I've got you there. What's the matter with that? Oh, now I see what's the matter with it. Now it's tight. Yeah. Well, I've ate my sandwiches. I've ate two. I've got one left, sorry. But I am cold. The sun's gone in. It's a northerly wind and it is chilly. You can hear the bloody wind, I'm sure you can. Right, so I've got a crab and squid bait baited up there. Keith had got some ragworm, 2 piles of it, but it's all gone to mush. It's no good whatsoever. So it's the way it is sometimes, isn't it? You can keep bait, sometimes you can't. It's been nice to use some ragworm because apparently it's quite a good bait at the minute. But it is what it is. I've got squid and what have I got on there? I've got squid on there and black lug and squid on the flapper rig. The baits are holding, my weights are holding, everything's all right. Am I still in? Sun's out now. I can feel the warmth on me, but I might go get my coat. I'm not really holding out much hope of catching anything today because it's all gone wrong from the start. Now, these things happen, don't they? I'm calmer now. But then I had the ride of all rides here. There I had cars doing 40, 45, behind a van, towing a van with a rope, which isn't permitted anymore, I don't think. You're meant to have a metal bar, aren't you? You can just see that they're quite happily sat behind there, taking all the time. And then there's an idiot behind him, keep trying to overtake, even though he's got a huge Mercedes that would go down there like snot. I overtook the lot of them in my van. Then I had a bloke bibbing his horn at me because apparently the bloke that was letting me go, he was turning left, right, and I was turning right. So he flashed me to let me go, and dickhead behind him decided to undertake him at full power because he weren't happy. Now, if you've got time to sound your horn, you've got time to react, haven't you? It's just bravado, isn't it? So obviously he had a car with 4 circles on it. I think it's, you know, 4 circles interlinked, I think. I don't know what sort of car it is, but I think it's a Cox car. That's what it is. So I had him, and then what else did I have? I had a digger which was travelling at 40 mile an hour and people just couldn't get past because of the roads. Got past him and then we got here. But Julie, if you can please just buy Keith an alarm clock with a boxing glove on it, so when it gets time for him to leave, like when I say, hello Keith, are you alright? Yeah. What time are we meeting up? Have you got everything in your car? Yeah, I've got everything in the car. Well then, put everything down you're doing now, get in the car and come round to me. But no, he decided to have 3 rounds of toast and a cup of tea. I think it was an hour and 20 minutes later he turned up at my house. Yeah, to say we'd missed the boat is unbelievable. It is now 20 past 4 and high tide is at 5. This is going to be a short video because of Keith Cod. He's bloody useless at getting to my house. That's the only thing wrong with Keith Cod. He's a lovely bloke, he'll do out for you. Yeah, I wouldn't say he'll wipe your bum or polish your shoes, but he'll do out for you, will Keith. But his timekeeping, punctuality, to say he's been in the army is shocking, isn't it, Julie? I don't know how he gets up in the morning to get to work on time. So anyhow, I'm now going to meet him at the venues, because I could have left at like 10 to 12, quarter to 12 even, maybe even a bit earlier, and I'd have been there and been fishing the tide up more. But I'm going to try and do as much filming as I can in this wind. I'm going to have to go get my coat though, I am cold. And yeah, we got squid, crab, squid, lug, and that's it. I was hoping that these rag were alright, but Keith's just looked at them and they're all mushy. Oh, sun's out. Oh, it gives you loads of warmth. So yeah, so Keith's been sent to Coventry, look. He's over there. Yep, I sent him to Coventry. I've given him 100 lines. I must not be late. I must get a wriggle on. He phones me up, I'm like thinking, where is he? Where is he? And he says, do you want me to get you some sausages now? Are we having a cook up? And I'm like, no, just get here. But we're here. Keith ain't had a bite. He's sat there on his phone. He's watching them rods in some sort of fashion. I'm not watching mine because I'm talking to you. There's beautiful blue skies today. It is absolutely glorious. It's just a bit of a wind and it's coming north, and I think it's swinging round later to easty, you know, east northeast or north east or whatever. But yeah, so I shall be bringing my rods in shortly, but they're holding bottom. Let's go down there and have a quick chat with Keith. I can't get to your house on time, and I'm not walking down there all the time because it's too much for my hip. And then I'm going to go to the van and I'm going to get my coat. Probably get Keith's coat because he said he's cold. And then we'll be alright, because as it gets later in the day and this sun disappear, there's a few clouds in the sky. It's going to get colder. Dog shit. Fucking arseholes. Excuse my language.
Hey, mate.
You alright?
Yeah,
I just thought I'd yeah, look, it's Keith. I can't get to your house on time. I've told him, Keith. I've told him. Are you in there?
I don't know.
Let me just check it. Yeah, I got it on wide angle, mate.
You cheeky.
Yeah. So have you had anything yet, mate?
Nah. No. Keep watching and no something.
It's not holding bottom, is it?
That's holding bottom.
What, that one there? It's right to the right.
No, it's gone over.
Your braid one. Yeah, I'm going to go and get my coat. Do you want yours?
If you don't mind, please.
Yeah, I will do, yeah. So, yeah, we're going to meet here on the beach in future, aren't we? Unless you can guarantee me you're going to be at my house. But
you tell me what time to be there.
when I ring you, and I say where are you, and you say Bawtry, which probably means you're leaving Doncaster and you're coming.
Bawtry.
Right. Well, wherever it was.
I was going to stop at the car.
No. You can't say where. Anyhow, so when you say that, I'm just going to say to you, I'll meet you there because we're late. That's what I'm going to do. Because the best thing, mate, is a calm Vern, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I don't like your wrath.
Calm Vern is far better. It makes for a better day, doesn't it?
Oh yeah. We always have a
Well, there
good
was
day,
a lot
really.
of tosses on the road though, weren't there? There was, weren't there?
Yeah.
Weren't just me, was it?
No.
Well, there's one on the road, me, look. See, I don't mind being a tosser. Right, I'll go get coats, mate. I'm there, just make sure no one nick my gear, will you?
Yeah.
I know you won't be able to run after them very quick.
With that not the proxy in those, what you call it, doing the job.
Are they? Right. What's the dog crap? There's dog crap along here.
I know, I've seen it. can't be asked to clean up.
So there you go, see? We're all friends. He's just bloody late, always late, late. I told him to watch Clockwise with John Cleese in. I said, that's a good film, mate. That's a good film. Have a good laugh at that one. Teach you a bit about time. Anyhow, Julie, do the best you can with him. I know you got a big job on your hands. You know, you need a medal, Julie. You need a medal. I ain't gonna say the size of a dustbin lid, but you need a medal, mate. He's got heart of gold though, hasn't he? He has. And rods aren't moving either. Right, I'm gonna go get my coat. I'm gonna go get Keith's coat with my hip because you know I'm the cripple. And yeah, and then I'll bring you back. I'll reel these in. Right, well, I've been back to the van. I've got myself a coat, and Keith hasn't brought his coat. He's put his bottoms in, but he hasn't put his coat in. His coat is in his car with his wellies, because he hasn't brought them either, because he was rushing around because he was late. He ought to have his coat and his bottoms and his boots all in one bag. So that's one thing. You're not going to forget that, are you? Your fishing basket, and you got your rod bag, haven't you? And then hopefully you won't forget your bait. So yeah, so I've got my coat on, and now I'm thinking about taking my hoodie off because it's a bit warm. But when this sun goes in, it'll be all right. Now Keith says there's a bit of weed. Said be careful. My lines are still where I left them, so I'm going to reel them in now. I'm going to reel the left one in first, the flapper rig, because it won't take so long to bait up and get it back out again. But I have got a pulley rig baited up with crab on it and squid. It's a lovely day, eh? It's a slog of a walk for me. I'm so slow on this sand because it's so fluffy. You stand on it and you just sink, and then when you push on it to walk, your foot slips again. Keith's put his hood up, he's cold. There you have it. I was going to bring him another coat, but then I'd have to wash it, and I looked at the coat and thought it's not going to fit him because he's a lot bigger than me. So he'd probably put it on, and then when he went like out of his shoulders, he'd probably rip the coat. So let's get this in. Everything's good, and the time is, because yeah, time is high water. That's the problem. It's only a small tide. It'd have been nice to have got here a few hours earlier to fish it up, but I always like to be about 3 hours, and we weren't. We'll just have to make the most of it, but sometimes it don't fish over high water very well. So you know, are you going to catch? I don't think I'm going to catch today. It'll be interesting to see if I do. I'm enjoying using the Abu reels. I had to think then, because I'm always using my pens, because Pen Fathom 2s, SD2s with a mag, absolutely fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Don't buy the first generation pens, because you then have to spend 50 to 100 quid on putting a mag in it. And what's the point of buying a reel to put a mag in? They don't make them anymore, and they don't make them anymore for a reason, because the Pen Mag 2 is out. They're all Chinese, they are what they are, but I've never had a problem with mine. I wash them, keep them clean. They aren't gone rusty and furry and anodized. They're absolutely still like the day I bought them. If you look after them, they last. Fantastic for casting. You know, more of a reel than what I'll ever need. And the winch and power on them, if you move the handle to the extreme absolutely cracking. They just winch and winch and winch. So let's get this in, see what's on it. I doubt if there's anything on it. There might be some weed on it. Just get me going. Always take a while when you get up off your box to actually get going. Do you know what I mean? Right, let's get this in. See if I'm in frame. Am I in shot? Well, there's nothing left on there, but no surprise there, it's been out a while. But yeah, I'll get it baited up. I'll probably put some squid on it because I ain't got, well, I've got some black lug, I'll put that on. Black lug tipped off with squid again. We'll chuck it out. Let's see what's on it. I'll bring you back in a bit. What do you think to these reels? Hey? And this reel seat air is the fixed bill reel seat. It's an F7 or whatever they call it. I got a number for them, but basically it's got an F and a 7 on it, so that's what it is. Because the reel foot is so bloody long. Don't know why. I would have thought a normal 6,500 reel seat size would have been alright. Just machined out of aluminium. Right, let's get this baited up and I'll bring you back. Oh, right. Let's move down a bit more. I'll probably swing this round and catch my rod. That's better. Lovely sky there, isn't there? I'm casting into the wind a bit, so I've got my magnets on full, and to be honest, whatever weather condition you get, which is extreme, today being the wind, because it's a lot stronger than what I thought. When you're not feeling your best, it certainly takes it out of you, if you know what I mean. It's debilitating, really. If it weren't windy, yeah, if it weren't windy, be easier, wouldn't it? Nice little beach. You ain't got far to walk, but it's still far enough for me at the minute. But I can't feel any wind now, apart from on my tabs and on my face. So I better get the other one in a minute. I'll bring you back in a sec. I'm going to take some painkillers first. See you in a bit. It must be blowing northeast now. Blowing right in my face now. It was blowing this way. It's now gone round to there. So it must be northeast. It's not cold. It's just, yeah, it's blowing. Not get out far. Expect I'm getting 50 yards, if that. I've got my magnets on full, because if you don't have them on full, they just fluff up. Because as soon as the weight hits the wind, it'll slow down, but your reel is still spinning. That's what the magnets are for. I'm hoping you can hear me. I am speaking up, but I hope you can hear me. Yeah, I don't. It is now 5 o'clock, so we're gone past high water. Well, I can't remember. It must be 5 past 5, 5 to 5, quarter to 5, somewhere there. But the water's not going to come in much more, put it that way. I'm now shielding you with the with me, so hopefully you can hear me. You probably heard me a minute ago, but yeah, I'm going to reel this other rod in now and change the baits and get it out. Yeah, I'm not holding much hoop out, but you never know, do you? Let's get this reeled in and see what's on it. There's nothing on it, it's been stripped. Even the bait elastic has gone. I'll have to come another day, won't I? But there, let's see, have a cast over here. dog shit everywhere on this beach. It's because it's not near anyone. There's a car park, people bringing dogs and they don't pick it up, which is pretty disgusting really. Them days are gone. I thought the 70s was gone. Well, warts and all this channel, warts and all. You saw that cock-up cast? That's what it's all about. Cock-up casts. The trouble with them, the only problem with them abus is they knock off the spill release really easily. The green magalites and the Florida oranges were more positive. They had a right click to them. And after them, the Floridas and the green magalites, they changed all the internals. They made it cheaper, didn't they? As beautiful as them reels are, and they've actually got a dog tooth in them, which makes them a bit stronger reel, I guess. But they've got this same mechanism in all the reels after Florida Orange and the Green Magalite. And you've only got to touch the handle a little bit and it will release the spill. So the spill was fixed on. And I must have, if I didn't, let's not slag the reels off. If I didn't press the spill release in, which will all be telling on the video, you'll be saying, Vern, you didn't put the spill release in. If you didn't, you could just catch the handle with your hand, your arm, your coat, your fat belly, and yeah, it's not on spill release, so when you cast it, it won't cast. It'll do what I just did there, like a muppet. But there, all I'll do from now on, like I did in that next cast, was just when I got out here ready to go, I'll just check that the spill release is pushed in. But yeah, beautiful reels they are. They haven't got the pull on them like when you're reeling in. They aren't a winching machine like a Pen Fathom. But casting wise, they are lovely and smooth. They're nice and smooth to reel in. It's just handle isn't long, you ain't got that leverage, and that's the only thing wrong with them now. You know, reels have moved on. There's other reels out there. I like the Pen Fathom 2s because out of the box they got a magnet in them. You can increase the distance on your handle, so you got more crank, so you can tug it and crank, tug and crank, and it'll come in flying. Those aren't, it's more sedate. I use them 6500s for clean beaches like this. Norfolk coast, I'll use them on there. I would like to get some more of them reel seats because I would like to use other rods. Like I might put some on my Ziplexes or possibly on me. Could I? Yeah, I reckon I could. Possibly on my Kenzaki. But absolutely beautiful reels them. I've got in here also, because I brought 2 more in case I fluff them up, because I haven't used them abus for years. You'd have to look back at my videos when I last used them. But so I brought 2 more. I brought the high speeds. They're red. They haven't got the other, they aren't as posh as them, but beautiful reel. I really like them. I think they're a cracking reel. But they've got that same spill release, the same internal mechanism, and you only got to touch it and it'll come out. The other one, you used to turn the handle and you'd feel resistance, and you'd turn the handle and you'd hear it go clunk as it comes out, but they've done away with that. Still, fantastic reel. I'm enjoying using them. I was so lucky to get them as well. I saw one on eBay and they hadn't listed it exactly, and it didn't get much. It was buy it now, in fact. I just bought it. I think it was 140, 150, something like that. 160, probably 160. The other one, I think that was 150, I'm not sure, but I got the other one through Alan's mate, he had a tackle shop, and that was his reel, and he sold me it. And yeah, if for any chance you're watching, I'm using your reels, they're brilliant. The other one was off someone in eBay, but keep your eyes peeled, you can find them. So yeah, that Ziplex I show you in the last video, I've took the shrink tube off, and I'm gonna this week high build over the sticker. I'm keeping the original sticker even though it's damaged a tiny bit, because it's authentic in keeping with the rod. So I'm gonna high build over it, put a new shrink tube on, reel seat, and then I'll be using it. The right hand rod that I've just casted out is bouncing. I did cut well to the right and cast it. Soon the tide's going to be going from right to left. That's why I walked that way and casted. I'm hoping it don't get washed in. If it does, it does. I've got another rig to bait up, so I'll probably bait that up now and yeah, bring you back. But that's what I'm looking at. That's not a bad view, is it, for the day? Got another 2 hours fishing. But yeah, this year I'm gonna use a few more different rods, and I'm also gonna use a few more different reels. It's gonna be hard because I do like using my Kenzakis, but I've got these rods, I've got them to use on the channel. These are my old faithfuls. I love these M Sports. They're a little bit heavy, not overly heavy. They're more heavy than my Kenzakis, or they feel like it. I might actually weigh them and see. They probably feel heavier because of the rod bags, because they're absolutely, well, there is no better rod bag than them Icon ones, I don't think. Last a lifetime. That orange buoy is washed up on the beach down there, so if you need a buoy for a boat, an orange one, there's one in between 6 Marshes and Chapel Point on the beach today. Yeah, right hand rod is moving because of the tide. Keith's reeling in. Don't know if he's got anything on there. Let's keep a lookout, shall we? Has he, or anti? He got out, Keith. Nothing there, he's blanked. What? Don't know if he's got any bait on either. I think there's a few crabs out there today. Right, well, I'm gonna bait up this rod. Yeah, I'm gonna bait this up. But let me just show you this. Absolutely fantastic. Water's a bit grey, but then it'll be from a cloud, won't it? But look at that. Down to Chapel. Absolutely beautiful. I love looking at the sky when it's blue and white like that. Makes me happy. And it takes a lot to make me happy. Well, even in this wind, I'm enjoying it on this beach. It's weird how you can just come fishing and whatever was bothering you just disappears. I think it's because you're concentrating on doing something, watching them rods and, you know, baiting up. You're concentrating on that, aren't you? And yeah, it's everything just disappears. Everything that's on your mind just goes. Especially when you ain't got a signal and I can't ring the wife. I'm missing the wife. Can't believe it. And Matt, stop calling me chubby. I'm getting a complex. I'm losing weight. I weighed myself this weekend. I should have weighed myself 2 weekends ago. But I weighed myself this weekend and I weighed 88.7 kilos. That's a lot. So I'll weigh myself next weekend and I'll probably weigh the same and I'll get disappointed. But yeah, I've had sandwiches today and I'll probably have fish and chips or something for my tea. But then the rest of the week it'll be fruit all week. And I have noticed it doesn't take a lot to fill me up now either. I have noticed that it's as you cut down eating, your stomach shrinks, doesn't it? And it don't take so much to fill it up, so that's a good thing. And that's where I'm getting at now. I had a barbecue yesterday and all I had was a burger and 2 sausages for my tea. Oh, I might have had 3 sausages, but one was a Frankfurter, you know. But it'd be nice to catch fish on these rods of mine, my M Sport Elite Powers. They got a glass tip in. I don't see what I don't see what the fuss is about. I mean, it's all right, you know. Don't get me wrong, but I see a boat on a carbon tip. People want glass tips for on the rods. Why don't they get a glass fibre fishing rod? Now they're quite nice rods. Them, I think they're a little bit heavier, but do you know, if I wasn't so lucky as in being gifted a Kenzaki and then I bought another one for myself, I'd have probably still been fishing with these M Sports, because to be honest, there's a rod there that me, in my present condition, and when I'm fitter probably, wouldn't ever be able to use the full momentum of that rod, you know, for casting. There's more of a rod there than I'd ever be able to use, put it that way. And I was speaking to a rod builder, I'm not going to say the name, Kane Plum. I was talking to him about him and he said whenever he don't know whether he still does, but he said at the time whenever he sees Icon M Sport blank fishing rod for sale, he buys it to redo it up, because he thinks they're a cracking rod. So that was back a few years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, 2 years ago probably. But yeah, they're cracking rods. I think you can still buy them. They aren't overly thick, but then again they aren't as thin as some rods. I mean, some rods are really thin, aren't they, where on the butt section. But yeah, no, it's good. I think it's all right anyhow. But nothing. But then I haven't got the best bait ever. In the last session, let me put you down there. Oh, I don't want you too close to me, but I'm conscious of this wind. Yeah, my last session, you saw me at Easington, on the bank at Easington, and what a session I had there. 4 bass, 2 flounder. I keep saying 4 bass, I ain't checked it yet, it might have been 3, but whatever it was lots of bass, more bass than what I've caught in a year. In fact, I do believe that's the most bass I've ever caught in 1 year, and that was all in one session. Couldn't believe it. 2 flounder, Keith's over there. John had 4 bass and 8 flounders, I think. Yeah, cracking day. I thanked John when I got home that night, messaged him and thanked him for the day, because I actually got some fresh bait. So hopefully I'll be able to rendezvous again there with John, if he'll have me. He might be getting fed up on me. I wouldn't be, so my missus would say I'm not surprised. But yeah, no, it's good fun. It was a nice day and a new mark for me as well, so I shall be going there again. Like I say, hopefully rendezvous with John. If not, I'll have to try and get some worm. Trouble is, you're putting yourself out. It's like for me to get worms off Scott, Squids and Bait. Go check Squids and Bait out if you're in the area and want some fresh bait. It's a long old trek. It's 2 hours for me to get there and back. And then the wife don't let me put them in a fridge, so I've got to buy my own fridge, and I ain't done that yet. I think I've got a mark on the lens, but I think it's in the lens itself. Yeah, but you can see the sea, can't you? You didn't just got to look at me. Rods are there. Wind's blowing straight at you there. But yeah, them rods aren't moving, are they? Yeah, so the last video I really enjoyed. It was a shocking drive. I think when you're an inland fisherman, most of the drives must be shocking. It's just that you want to get on, don't you? You want to get there and fish, so there's that urgency to get there, and then people in your way, you start cursing, don't you? It's just human being. Well, it's this human being sat here anyhow. But the drive home from that session with John, it was absolutely fantastic. I didn't have any hold-ups at all. And then on the way down the A15, made me laugh. There was a police van in front of us, and he was about, I don't know, 400, 500 meters away from me, but he weren't hanging about. He weren't hanging about. He was overtaking cars, that police. So everyone else was overtaking, all these slow idiots. It was an absolute pleasure to drive them from there. And likewise, when I fished sandy lands at low water with Tom, that drive as soon as I got out of Skeggy, I overtook a bus, got past the bus, and I had no one else in front of me all the way home. There were people in front, but they were like 300 or 400 meters away, and they kept turning off, so they didn't impede me at all. It was one of the best drives. It was the best drive from a fishing trip I can remember. The second one was on the session with Spolt, the next session. That was fantastic. So hopefully tonight's will be good as well. But I'm planning, when I finish here, is I'm going to go to Skeggy and stop off at the fish and chip shop off North Shore Road. Absolutely fantastic. Fish and chips, sausage and chips, brilliant. And I might have a long sausage and chips again, because I don't think I can manage a whole fish. Well, at least we've still got bait on it. I'll get this bait changed and put some lug on, I think, and then cast it out again. So we'll see you in a bit. Well, that's out. Notice there weren't the wind. The wind knocks it down. You can see the weight take off, go up in the air, and then all of a sudden it'll lose its momentum, and then the wind slows it right down. Probably getting out about 70 meters, 70, 65. Not getting out far, but I'm certainly getting out far. You know, if this wind weren't here, it's not a wind that's picking the sand up, dusting us with grip blasting us. It ain't a wind like that, but Keith's trousers are shaking. If I could get the weather up, I'd be able to see what the wind is, but I can't get it. I've got no signal. Got no signal. Right, I've chucked out there. I chucked out another squid and crab bait. So hopefully, you never know, do you? So I'm going to bait the flapper rig up. And once that's baited up, well, I'm just going to keep looking at the rods, and then I'll reel one in. And that's basically what fishing is. I am not allowed now to talk about politics. I've been told off by Tom. I said to him, what am I going to talk about then? And he said, what about fishing? So when he was as abrupt as that, I thought it's about time I stopped talking about politics. Now, I can't guarantee it, you know me. Something's going to come out. There might be a right or a left arse cheek of the same arse. I might say that, I don't know, but I will probably say something. But what I am going to talk about eventually is freedom of speech. The fact it's being eroded away, that I can't talk about politics. Now, I understand where it's all coming from. I need to put up what I'm talking about and read from it, because then I'm reading from something that is been checked out, you know, because things in what I talk about is only what I think, in my opinion, and how I feel. But the world we live in today, it's shocking, and it's getting to the point where there is no free speech. So I will be talking about free speech. But what I will say is go check out some YouTube channels. One's called John Campbell. He's a practitioner nurse, I believe. Certainly knows his onions. Go check John Campbell out. Modernity, go check Modernity out. I think that's how you pronounce it. And another one to check out for a good laugh is the Angry Bootneck. Now, I chuckle my head off to him because he says it as it is, but what they do different, whereas I just talk about my opinion and my feelings and what I think, and what I think, they'll actually get all these scripts up, not scripts that they've written, but they'll, if a Daily Mail has done a post, or there's a post on Twitter, they'll get that up and then talk about that, and then they're quoting something that's already been in the media. But yeah, go check out those 3 channels if you want to know what's going on in the world. Modernity, John Campbell, he is clever, and he gets many clever people around the world that are doctors, undertakers, you name it, all chat to him. And the Angry Bootneck. But this is a fishing channel. But I will have my opinion on stuff, and one of them is going to be freedom of speech. And my freedom of speech is being eroded. And it's not fair, it's not good. and I'm sick of it. Should be able to say what you want in this world, but you can't. And that's control. You better leave this in, Tom, because this ain't politics. That is control, freedom of speech, where it's being eroded. So the minority groups in this world, if there are many, freedom of speech is being eroded away to protect them, to boost their output in society. That's what's happening. Now I've left this till it's a little bit further in on the video, because I think my average viewing figures are about 32, well I think it was 33.5 minutes last time I checked, so it has gone up. I haven't checked my subscribers though. They were down, well hang on, let's finish talking about this. So anyhow, you got all these minority groups, because the minority spoil it for the majority. And if you don't go out and vote, you're going to lose it even more. All them people that should have gone out and voted in London, shouldn't they? And they'd have not been paying ULEZ now, but they're still paying it, aren't they? And soon, you'll be paying it throughout the country in the next few months when someone else come in. Not going there, I'm not talking about it, Tom. I'm not talking about politics. I am not talking about politics. Talking about freedom of speech. And yeah, that's being eroded. So the minorities in this world, whoever they are, we don't care, because we aren't interested. I aren't anyhow. Where I say we, I mean me and the wife. We just don't care. But the minorities are ruining it for us, and because we can't say what we want to say, everything's just getting forgotten about, and things are changing, aren't they? So that's what I'm going to talk about. Freedom of speech and stuff like that. And cyclists, because I love them, and slow car drivers and caravans. They get on my... I love caravans. And there comes Keith. Keith can't tell the time because he's always late round my house. He got a watch.
How are you? Got a phone with time on. No. Why use a watch when you got a phone with time on?
Because
carrying two things.
No. I'll tell you why. And I never knew this until I bought a watch.
What?
Is getting your phone out of your pocket to click it on to check the time is an absolute pain in the arse. You get a watch on that wrist and you'll go like that, yeah, and you'll think, fucking hell, I hadn't had to take my phone out of my pocket. It's as simple as that, mate. Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
and
right.
then when you take your phone, in the interim period, when you're taking your phone out of your pocket to check the time, you think, fuck me, I've got a watch. So you then, with the phone in your hand, go like that. So yeah, I know what you're saying, but I've appreciated having a watch.
Oh, right, that's all right.
For a while. So I bought I've started buying a few watches. The wife knows, but I've got 4. And I figured I'd buy a watch for a different thing. So up to now I've worn 2 watches for the same stuff, which is everything. But then when I get fed up with it, I put the other one on. Anyhow, how's it going, Keith?
Crabs, I think.
Crabs?
Yeah.
Were you out Saturday night on the beer, dirty woman?
If only.
What do you reckon to that, Julie?
If only I were younger. No, I'm quite happy where I am.
Yeah, we ain't got, I mean, we're only joking, mate. We're only joking. You said
know,
crabs,
yeah,
and
yeah.
I just talked about your nether regions. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Because that's what we do, don't we?
Pulled up with me, what you call it, on the...
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Dongle.
Yeah.
Pick
You're
clean,
using one
just
of
the
them?
elastic round it, and
Yeah.
a bit of
Yeah.
all the squid and what you call it?
Yeah, my elastic was gone. Everything was gone.
Crabs.
Yeah. Yeah, we got crabs, mate. I have got bits on this lens.
Bits.
Yeah. Sorry about that. It's very unprofessional of me, but that's me probably spitting on the lens. Yeah, so we've not been there long, have we, Keith?
No, not really.
No. Why is that?
No.
Are you alright, mate? You know me?
Well, I know you're from Channel.
Yeah, alright.
Yeah. How are you?
Not too bad, mate. What's your name?
John.
John?
Yeah.
Do you fish?
Yeah, well, I'm Norfolk. I'm near Alton.
Well, I can tell that.
Yeah.
So what, you just come up for the week, or?
Yeah, I was staying at Chapel St Leonard's.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, so I thought I bought another bike. I went over the Marshes Friday at Wolfson for about 300 tons.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Was it mass about?
Well, there is, yeah. You tried Trunch Lane? Do you know where that is?
Got it in Barton.
Are you?
Yeah.
Well, this caught last night. It caught some bass and stuff, but we haven't had a bite.
Really?
Nothing at all.
Yeah.
But we got here late, didn't we, Keith?
Yeah, we did, didn't we, mate?
We
stopped
He doesn't know how to
on the way looking at places to fish.
He doesn't know how to tell the time, you see. He gets round my house late.
Oh, right. Yeah, I think the high's like 6, isn't it?
Now it's 5 past 5, I think, something like that.
Yeah.
But tides are increasing now. How long are you up here for?
7 days.
Are you?
Yeah. Wednesday ain't got any good, but we're wet enough.
Chapel Point there's alright. You see where that yeah, there's alright. And the next beach along is Trunch Lane.
Oh, right, yeah.
So, well, there goes John walking along the beach. He's just walked from Chapel St Leonard's to here. And he's a Norfolk lad. He's come here on holiday for a week. He comes up here talking. He knows me. He's a lovely bloke. I've just been chatting to him for probably about an hour. Well, not an hour. Let's get real. Hang on. It's 20 past 6. So we've been talking a long while. So now I need to reel my rods in, because I ain't even baited that one up. Because Keith come over for a chat, so we were chatting, and then well, as a matter of fact, it might have been on film. I turned it off because I didn't ask whether he wanted to be on film, but I just filmed him anyhow. But yeah, he's down for a week. He's going to be fishing low waters, high waters, days, nights. Got a week's holiday and he's going to do some fishing, so can't beat that, can you? Can't beat that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly bait this flapper rig up, and then I'm going to bring a rod in, because I think it's about time. Absolutely beautiful though, isn't it, if it weren't for the wind? And the wind ain't terrible, it's just I'm scared the audio ain't getting picked up. But yeah, I'm going to bait this flapper rig up, and I'll bring you back when I reel in. See you in a minute. Right, let's get this reeled in. See if we got out on it, Keith.
Go on then, mate. See if you can bring a crab in.
And then what we'll do is cut one out short. Nice when the sun come out, isn't it?
When it comes out, yeah.
Yeah, nothing on that, mate.
No, it's maybe me. It was like, so it's bearing a good, it likes the crabs are being eating that look.
Yeah, something's had a good.
Yeah, crabs, just a crab. That's how mine come back in with just the nylon on it. The thread like, you'll have to.
Right, now this could go totally wrong. feel like a bloody pleb, I do. Can't walk, can I?
Only as bad as me.
It's hard work on here.
2 cripples together.
I would argue the case that I might be a bit worse. But I saw you hobbling over there and I thought you're struggling.
Yeah. Well, I just took one of these.
What? Kokoodamo? Yeah, yeah. What ones are they? 15s or 30s?
30s.
Well, they only give me 15s.
You want them?
I do, yeah. Are they 30s?
Yeah.
You know at 30,
Let me have one
you know
first.
what?
You can have what's left. I've got a great big box of them.
Let me have one first. Let's
you
get what? So I'll try them. You know, codeine is a
addictive. That's what I want you.
yeah, yeah. It's well, you know what it is, don't you? Opioid. That's it. That's the word. That's what we were looking for. Opioids.
Oh dear.
How's it going, Keith?
It'd be nice if I caught something like.
Yeah, yeah, it would be nice.
It's been nice being here, like.
It seems as though I catch, and then blank.
Well, that's it, mate.
I keep blanking when I'm with you.
You haven't blanked. You've always caught when you've been with me.
Have I?
You've always caught. Yeah, except for once.
When was that?
Down at the river.
That was it?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, mate. I don't know. Look at that. Sun's on our faces. Look at that.
Yeah.
Ain't we like two Bobby Dazzlers, aren't we, eh? 2 Bobby Dazzlers. But the thing is, is that Oldham Bottom, that?
It's bouncing around.
That, no, the one on the right is bouncing.
Yeah, it's way back in there.
I'm going to get that baited up again. And might just put a squid on it this time. You never know. Yeah, I'm going to try squid and black lug, I think.
That's what I'm thinking. Squid and black lug, I've tied.
You want them rag?
I've tied rag on it.
Yeah, that rag, before you go, chuck it in that water and get rid of it.
Yeah, I've already done most of it. Particularly
But don't let me tell you what to do, you know, because you're a man.
I've already done it.
You're a man of your own making, aren't you?
I've already thrown all over the way. I've already kept them up the best time. I've only got like a handful if that.
See, now if you'd have put it in your fridge when Julie said, it'd have been alright.
It doesn't last long though. Right,
No.
that's the only thing.
Well,
Only about 3 or 4 days, that's it, from being dug.
But was it farmed or was it fresh? You know, natural or farmed?
No, I think it was what they caught fresh. I don't know.
Is it?
You got it off George.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right, well, I'm going to get baited up, and then what I'm going to do is bring that right hand rod in, and you'll see it when it happens. For me, it'll be 5-10 minutes. For you, it'll be a blink of an eye. I've done that much torque and there's no bait on that, is there? Right, I'm going to change this rig over. I'm going to do a short chuck out and see if there's anything inclusive of big bait. This wind is apparently gusting to 20 mile an hour, but I think it's a bit more than that. It might be, you know, but what's a couple of mile an hour between friends? I don't know. So I'm going to chuck this out shortish, see if there's anything about in the surf. You can see how far the tide has gone out and how deep the water is. So let's get this chucked out. Oh. I've got a humongous squid on that Tom gave me from his last session we fished together. I'm now on that pack of squid, Tom. So yeah, I've got a humongous squid on there, and when I cast it out, when I casted it out, I didn't give it, I can't give it loads of effort because I'm knackered. At the start of the session I can give it more than at the end, but I chucked it out. I've got this 22 mile an hour gust. You'd say it's gusting, but it's constant, so I don't know where the 12 mile an hour wind is and the 20+ mile an hour gusts are, because it just feels like it's gusting all the time, which then means it's a 20 mile an hour wind. Now, like I say, as soon as you hit that, the wind hits, soon as it loses momentum from the wind, it just drops like a stone. But with that one, because I had a huge squid on like that, you could see it oscillating in the wind like that as it went out, and you could just see it going down and down and down and down. But it's gone out about 40 yards, 45 yards, meters, and that's where I want it. I think that'll be on the flat of the beach there. So that's my last cast. I don't know how long this video is going to be. Hopefully it'll be at some length. I do need to sit down. Yeah, hopefully it'll be hopefully we'll catch some. Look, I'm trying different lengths. At the beginning I was casting further. First cast went out quite far, so did the second, probably about 80 meters. Yeah, I've tried flapper rigs in close, flapper rig a bit further, Nothing's gone too far today though, because of this bloody wind. Keith's trousers are still flapping in the wind, look. But yeah, we've tried, we've given it a go. Probably been better at night time. But yeah, I'm impressed with this beach. I will fish this beach again. Hopefully I haven't got a ticket. I have bought a ticket. Keith bought the ticket. £4 for, yeah, £4 for over 2 hours. That's all there is, over 2 hours. But it said 5 o'clock on my ticket. It is now nearly 7 o'clock. So I'm hoping that the over 2 hours, £4, the maximum amount of money you can pay, that's good enough. And that they just ignore the time. I think you have to be out of these car parks by 8 o'clock. Definitely by 10. There is no overnight parking. The only way you can overnight park is if you apply and pay the council £50 for a permit to fish. And then you can't have a vehicle over 6 metres apparently. If that's the only stipulation, I might buy a permit, but it all depends how much I fish these beaches, because I'm quite happy just to fish them in the afternoons or the mornings when it's easy for me to get here, when it's daylight, and hopefully when there's no wind. Now I've casted that out and it's gone from left to right. Normally it goes from right to left now. If it gets washed up on the beach, that's me done. I've still got the flabber rig out. I haven't seen a bite, neither has Keith. When I leave here, I'm going to Skeg for some sausage and chips. That's my tea. But as you can see, it's absolutely a beautiful beach. There's been the odd dog walker. That's where the wind's blowing from. But there's been the odd dog walker, and it's getting shallower now. Hopefully we might see the bottom before we go. Wish me luck. I'm always in with a chance. I'm gonna have a coffee now and I need to sit down. See you in a bit. Boo! I only put that on for the sun then. I don't know if it's too bright for the camera, but looks nice, doesn't it? Still ain't had out. Still nothing yet. I'm still trying, but I'm sitting down now, which is quite nice. But it's only been 2 minutes since I last talked to you. That's what happens when you don't catch. You do too much yapping on camera and people switch off. I did want to talk about my subscriber count for the last 28 days, but I've got no signal at all. I've got no network, no signal, nothing. Keith on O2, he's got a signal. I can't believe I casted that out straight and it's gone to the right. It must be this northeasterly wind. It was nice meeting John and having a chat with John on the beach. That was nice. Fellow Norfolk lad. Come up there on his holidays. I've told you that though, haven't I? But yeah, I hope he has some good luck this week and has a nice oldie. But he's absolutely chucking it down on Wednesday. So he'll have to have a pub session or something. Wonder what it'd be like to have a go get a holiday in a caravan by the seaside at a place like this, where the seaside, it ain't like Butlins and stuff like that, so that you can just sort of like come and go. Well, I know what it'll be like because we did it last year, but on your own coast that you fish, that you drive there, wouldn't that be a little bit too much? I suppose any time away is nice. And I saw a post on what do you call it, on Facebook, that's the one, and it was about the double deckers, if you remember that, and I put a reply on it saying, yeah, this program ain't aged well. Well, I bought the box set when my kids were still young enough, and I watched the first one and the second one, and it weren't great. But what I should have done was kept watching it, because I watched one on YouTube yesterday, series 1 episode 6, so it's only a bit further in, and that was a lot better. And I saw the woman who was in Carry On Camping, who used to laugh like laugh like that, you know the one. Anyhow, she laughed like that. She was with Terry, out of Terry and June. They were husband and wife. She was in it. Gloria was in it, out of Half Ain't Not Mum. He was in it, which I seem to remember he was. He's got bony legs. But the thing what I'm getting to is they were on this bridge moaning about their horse and cart and the car wanting to get past. A bit like today, really, in today's times. And they were moaning and rowing. But that bridge they use in the Avengers, and they've used it so many times in the Avengers. They've used it in Randall and Opkirk. They use that bridge in Nuenda programs, and it's only when you keep watching them you think, bloody hell, is that bridge? So yeah, I was quite chuckling to myself thinking, there's that bridge again. And it's like a bridge in some stately home or something. There's grass all around and it's over the lake. But yeah, so I was watching that and I thought, this one's all right. But there's a lot of singing in the double deckers, isn't there? And I think that's, when you're young, I mean, the intro to the double deckers, it's like, as a child back then, and even now, I thought, wow, this is quite a good intro. The music and everything else, it was quite upbeat, and here we go. And I used to love running home from school to watch the double deckers. I used to love it when they were on, and they were probably repeats when I watched them. It's a bit American as well, the double deckers, for some reason. But yeah, look, we've had a nice day today, haven't we? Didn't start off good because I was like, bloody hell, we must have been an hour, we lost an hour on the beach. But it is what it is, isn't it? Keith's going to buy a watch. Julie might get him one for Christmas. We're going to have specific times now. So if he ain't at my house by then, I'm just going to text him saying I'm on my way. So he knows just to drive past my house and keep going. I think this water's dropping now. It's getting a lot shallower. I'm really looking forward to seeing the base of the seabed, you know, where the sand is flat. So we're off the slope of the beach. I really like it here. I'm going to fish here again. I think I should have had some good rag, and I wish now but I didn't have enough time. If we'd had more time, I'd have run to Big Catch Tackle in Chapel St Leonard's, and I'd have got some ragworm. We might have had a chance then. Fresh bait is always best, but you can catch on frozen. But yeah, we've had a great time. Once we got here, I had to walk back for my coat, which I'm glad I got. Keith must be cold. But yeah, walking over that but sand is a slog, and they're going to do this section in a few weeks' time, I think. So it's just going to be, it'll be unbearable then. I won't be able to fish these beaches, or I'll have to take even more time getting on it. Wouldn't it be great just to get a fish before we go? So fingers crossed for that. I'm going to put that rig away that's hanging on my tripod. And yeah, next rod in, I might, it's 7:20. So we fished 2 hours of a high, 2 and a bit hours, so I might reel in the flapper rig, and I might chuck it out again, I might not. See you in a bit, but we're having a good time. It's just we ain't caught any fish. I've got to let you down sometimes though, ain't I? I can't catch bass all the time, can I? Right, let's get this reeled in, because I've had enough. See that glass tip on there? Quite nice, that glass tip, isn't it? It's not blended in as nice as what a Ziplex is, but then it's not Ziplex money, is it? Well, we've still got bait on, but there's nothing on the hooks apart from the bait. So I'm going to put this rod and reel away, and yeah, I might even swash some water over, because I love my reels. Yeah, I might actually do what I should do, even with my pen fathoms, but don't. I've got some water, I'm going to spray that over my reel. So let's get this all done, let's see what that is. Yeah, that's pretty good, that, isn't it? Well, now then, gonna put a little bit of fresh water on this, just to give it a little bit of a wash off, just like an angry teenager. Fucking angry teenager, mate. Take that off. That's over there. That's alright. Put this on, and then what I do is when I get them, and I only do this, well, it's the first time I've ever done it, but then again, I love these reels. I like rocking horse shit in good condition. Fan dabby doozy. Dabby doozy. Ooh. That can go in the side bit. And then what I do is, when I take that up, I'll rinse it underneath the tap, cold water tap, turn it on slow, and I rinse everything, the handle, everything, all the metal bits. And then I take these bags and I put these bags upside down on the radiator. So everything, and the rubber, you know, the rubber bit that I hold over the spool, I wash that in water because that gets salt on it. And then I put the bag over a radiator to dry, and I leave the reels on, these will go on kitchen roll, because if you put these reels on the metal, the side plates can get marked, and I like to look after them because they cost a lot of money, don't they? So the bag dries out, the rubber dries out, and then the reels just sit there for 2 or 3 days on the drainer in the dining room, drainer in the utility room, and yeah, that way they shouldn't go all furry. And then when I put them, when they're definitely dry, I spin them a couple of times. When they're dry, I then put them some you know, them things, silica gel packs, put them in to soak up any other moisture. Well, that water's nearly gone. I'm gonna reel this one in as well. I've just put the other rod away. The moon is out. Now, it's not a full moon, it's 3 days off a full moon, so I'm gonna blame the moon. I'm not gonna say it's anything to do with the fact that I ain't got fresh bait. I'm gonna blame the moon, because I never catch on a full moon, not normally. I quite like these reels because they've got a clicker on them. Because they're like gold dust, I make sure the clicker's off. Well, this is heavy, probably got weed on it, hasn't it? Will it be a fish on the last reeling? It's heavy. I've only gone and done it. Look at that! Last reeling again. I gotta get that unhooked and measured. What a stonker, mate.
That's good, that one. Couple of pound in weight.
Let me get this unhooked and then I'll bring you back. Couple of pound. Right, I've got it unhooked. Bit of a job, wasn't it, Keith?
It was, mate.
But it's unhooked. So,
Do you want me scales?
now I've got scales, but I ain't gonna weigh it. I'm just gonna measure it, mate. I ain't bothered about the weight. I'm not that anally retentive. It'd be nice to know, but that is
57.
58.
Oh, 58, yeah.
58 centimetres. That's alright, isn't it?
It is, isn't it? You want me to follow you down with your camera?
I can do when I'm ready. There you go. Now wait a minute, mate. Just leave the camera. One beautiful bass, 58 centimetres. Ugh.
Careful. You've got me before and it ripped me hand nearly off.
Right. Bring that camera, mate. Well, pass it here.
Yeah, I'll keep you in frame.
Pass it here. I'll just take it down. A pair of us go down if you want. Come on then. So, he's in the bucket. I'm taking him down in the bucket. I'm hoping that he'll go back all right. I don't see why he shouldn't. He should do, shouldn't he? Be all right, wouldn't he, Keith?
Yeah, it's all right, that.
Now, I could weigh it, but I'd rather just see what a 58 centimetre cod bass would weigh. But we need to get him out because he's got to deal with that sand spit. Hey, hang on, that might just be all right like that, Keith. Let's yeah, it's filming. Thank God for that.
Yeah.
Right. So I've got my towel in there. Towel's all wet. Absolutely cracking, isn't it? So let's get that back. Ow, he bit my thumb. There we
That's
go.
going low, it is going.
Oh, I'm sinking. See him go.
Yeah, not wrong with that. It's going away. He's gone.
He'll go over that spit, won't he, mate?
Yeah. Well done, Vern.
That is my biggest. That is my biggest bass, I think, mate. Hey,
That's the biggest one I've seen with you, mate, my mate. Well done.
Keith, I can only say thanks for being so late round my house, because if you hadn't been so late, that fish might not have come out.
That's true, mate.
No, it's been great. It's been nice there. It's been harsh in the wind, hasn't it?
The wind's been strong, it is a bit. It's how flat it is there. Though.
Yeah.
No sand.
Oh, that's the sand spit, isn't it?
Yeah.
He'll get over that, won't he?
Oh, yeah.
He ain't gonna just sit in this bit, is he? And
No. He'll get out.
he'll swim out there, won't he?
Oh, yeah. Well, you ride the waves, don't it?
Well, by the time we get packed up, this will be out a bit more, won't it?
Yeah. A bit of white line now anyway, so.
So, hey, it's been good. And hey,
I've enjoyed it.
you've seen a fish.
Well done, mate. Well done.
Caught by a professional fisherman.
And that's your personal best.
I think so. I can't remember a bass bigger than that.
Not bad.
Don't tell me you've had one a metre long.
No, I will not be. I can't remember how big that one was.
How much you reckon that weight? That's more than £2, mate.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking hell.
About 3.5 pounds.
58, I tell you, 58 centimetre, a 59 centimetre cod is £5.5-ish. So I don't know if bass ain't got such a big belly, have they?
No.
So what? That must be about 4.5.
3.5, 4, yeah. I would say.
4.5.
Yeah, go on, I had a bit all right.
Now we'll Google it.
Yeah, Google it.
You can get the weights, can't you?
Yeah.
Now look, I could have weighed it.
Skinny one either.
Now, I could have weighed it, couldn't I? I didn't see the bite. I'll tell you what it did do though. I did say to you, didn't I? It's gone to the right, didn't I? I said it's gone to the right. Now, I just pray to God, why didn't I tip this water out down there?
One bite, one fish.
That's not bad though, is it? One bite, one fish. Oh, I need to sit down. Oh, sand spits all there. But what I'll do is, I'll tell you now for what I'll do, because you know what I'm like. I'll take my time packing this down, and I shall go out there. I've got wellies on. I shall go out there in that spit, and I'll check all the way along that coast. Yeah, and I'll keep an eye out for it. And if it hasn't swum over, now when I released it, there was a lot of surf, and there still is surf there now, as you can see. And it could have gone that way, that way. It swam off that way though, but it would have gone out to sea. But all I'm saying I'm going to do is, after I've packed up, I'm going to walk down there, no matter how much that hurts with my hip, and I'm going to check that that bass is out in the sea. But I'll be able to check along here, because something like that, silver as that, yeah, you'll be able to see it, won't you? I'm looking now, because you just want it to go back, don't you? Now, I don't know how old those fish are, but apparently they do, well, you lot of fishermen, I ain't, they take a long while to grow, so that fish must be a good age. Now, I'm pleased I got that hook out. It was down deep. Now, it's the same as the one that I had with Spalton in the last video, but that was Spalton's one. I think that was 45 centimetres. That was 58. That must be 4.5 pound. Them bass that are 7 pound, 8 pound, they must be monstrous. They must be 60, 70 centimetres long, because they are really long. I'm so chuffed with that. Like I say, I've said in the past, I catch very few bass up to now. Like I say, I mean, the last video I caught 4. If it is 4, please tell me in the comments it was 4. And I've caught another one today, and it looked like we weren't going to catch. Now, if we were to stop here now and keep fishing and fish this tide down, I would say the fish will come on now. The sun's going down. It's rough, it's choppy, it's perfect for bass, isn't it? And I know exactly where to fish on this beach now, so that's a good thing. So I think that bass has got out, because what I'm looking at now, where I released it, I think it'll go. I'll check. I'll come back and let you know, because I don't want you to wait till the following week. Update on the chicken. Now, this might not be as exciting as the bass, but the chicken's doing well. Chicken's getting a bit jarred off, because the cat is now sleeping in the chicken hutch all the time. He comes in our house covered in sawdust, stinking of sawdust. It's getting on my wick. Chicken's not eating the food in the thing, but outside in the pen, she ain't even eating much food out there. She has done today a little bit, but I think there's that many creepy crawlies and bugs out in her pen and in the grass area. I think she's just filling up on creepy crawlies and bugs like chickens do. Her crop looks full. I'm just checking for my fish. Her crop looks full. So I think she's perfectly all right, but the cat, every time I go in there, the cat hears me and he starts whistling. What's the matter? Keith, what's up? Keith's going down there. Yeah, so chicken's fine. What's the matter? What are you seeing? Can't hear Keith because of this wind. Yeah, it's a stone. If you look over there, which you've only got this puddle in front of your head, Keith.
That's it. I'm fishing in flat water.
Yeah. But if you look, while you're packing away, if you can look in this puddle,
Yeah.
and then by the time I get packed away, I should be able to check this section out.
Yeah.
And I think it's gone because we let it go where,
Swam well.
and it's got water out there. It did swim well, didn't it?
Yeah, swam well. It'll be out there, man.
And did you notice how I put the bucket of water, the towel in the bucket of water as well, to keep it all good, didn't I, mate?
Yes, you did, mate.
I did my best, didn't I?
Yeah, and it's done well. It's swam off anyway. Yeah, that's split this.
Yeah.
So I was casting up to that more or less all the time.
Yeah, well, you was casting past it, but look, there's spot there, spot further on, and I'm right in this spot.
Yeah, you got a good spot between the two.
Shh, don't tell everyone.
Between the two splits.
Shall we come here again?
I don't mind, it's easy, I don't
Isn't
mind.
it deep?
Huh?
It's deep, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't mind it.
It's not too bad, it is tiring for me, but it's certainly easier than going to Easington. I mean, that drive there does my head in.
The light drive to Easington, you got all the roadworks on there. Yeah, M60.
Yeah. Yeah, if you can look in that puddle there, keep your eye on that puddle, and this will all be gone by the time we're packed up, and we can just check it, can't we?
Yeah, give them one for
He's a good lad, is Keith. I love fishing with Keith. Just wish he'd get round my house on time. But like I say, we could have got here earlier, fished, and as soon as it got to 7 o'clock or 6:30, said sod it, let's go, couldn't we? And yeah, my personal best. So I've had my personal best session for catching bass ever in my fishing escapades. In one session, more than I've caught in a year. And today I've caught my biggest bass I've ever caught, I think. I have caught a big bass at Hillston, I believe. But I've caught a bass at Salthouse, but that was only the width of my box. That weren't the size of that. So yeah, that is, as far as I'm aware, my biggest bass. I've got scales in my box, and I have got a plastic bag, and I could have chucked it in, but it's a little bit, I mean, how do you like being a fish? One, you're being hauled out of your environment, yeah, which is what I do. I fish, I understand that, but you're hauling it out, you're carrying it up, and it's hanging in the mid-air, so it's feeling wind on it. It's never felt wind before. You then chuck it in a bucket, you wrench a hook out of it, you measure it. Does it really want to be chucked in a bag to please me, so I know what weight it is, so I can say, oh, I've caught this? It's quicker just to measure it, in my opinion, and take that measurement, and whatever size weight you can get from putting bass and the size in on Google, that's close enough for me. Put it in the comments what weight you think it is. I think it was £4 at least. Right, I'm gonna pack away, and I shall come back and tell you if we're that it's got away safely. It's gone, but we're gonna double check the pools to make sure it has gone, and if it hasn't, I'll pick it up and I'll chuck it out in the sea, because I've got wellies on. But yeah, this has been Chapel 6 Marshes, and it's been a good day. It's been blustery, very blustery. It's been hard getting a bait out there in this wind. I've really enjoyed using my Abu TSRs. I've enjoyed using my Icon rods. They are really a good rod. They are a class rod. For the money, they punch well above the weight. They really are a good rod. I've got the M Sport Powers as well, which is carbon tips, no glass tips, which is the 3rd generation. You'll be seeing them as well. You'll probably see more of these because I'm going to use my TSRs more. I've enjoyed using the Abus. They ain't got the cranking power, but once you get the weight out, they turn and reel it in lovely. So yeah, this has been me and Keith fishing on Chapel 6 Marshes, and I will come back to show you, to tell you it's gone, everything's good. And thanks for watching. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, helps the algorithm. If you don't want to, then thank you for the view. I'll see you and on. There's nothing up there. That's now a little tiny stream there. So Keith has been down to look. He can't see anything. It's very shallow, very clear. You will see a bass in there, won't you? Because he was a monster. But it's always good to check if you can. I mean, if it's unsafe or you need to get then you can't, can you? But there's nothing stopping me from checking this out, of which I'm doing. And yeah, I don't think there is a bass in there, because I would see it. Now it's getting a bit more murky, but any bass here would now sense that the tide is there and he'd know where to go, wouldn't he? So brilliant. Personal best bass caught. Chuffed with that. I've tidied all my gear away. I've just got to put it on my back now and try and get to my van. Yeah, what a day. Started off poorly, but it's all right. I've put in for an alarm clock off Amazon. Gonna get it sent to Keith. I'm gonna get Julie some boxing gloves, so if he ain't left when the alarm clock's going off, she can just punch him. Yeah, now this up here, it's just a stream coming down from up there because it's higher. So yeah, that was interesting walking that bit of beach there. Well, I'm so chuffed. It's been a great day. It's been nice fishing with you, Keith. You're way over there, so I'm going to say it's been a pleasure fishing with you again, Keith, as always. And yeah, fish returned 58 centimeters. I am chuffed. Anyhow, thanks for watching. I'll see you anon. Keith's got his out. Got him out before me.